Imagine the unbearable pain of losing a loved one on Christmas Day, not to illness or accident, but to senseless, reckless behavior. That's the reality Maria Do Nascimento's family faces, and justice, though served, can never truly heal their wounds. Evan Forde, the driver responsible for her death in a horrific 140 miles per hour crash in North London, has been sentenced to 12 years in jail. But the story doesn't end there. The details of this case are truly shocking. On December 25, 2022, in the early hours, Evan Forde, a 32-year-old from Bedford, was speeding down Hendon Way in a black Mercedes. This wasn't just a little over the limit. He was traveling at over 140 miles per hour in a 40 miles per hour zone. Tragically, he slammed into the back of a BMW, instantly killing Ms. Do Nascimento. The Old Bailey heard how Forde's actions weren't just a momentary lapse in judgment. Prosecutor Frederick Hookway revealed that Forde had been at a nightclub in Camden hours before the crash, and CCTV footage corroborated this. Furthermore, Forde had a staggering 10 previous convictions for 14 offenses, including a prior dangerous driving conviction. And this is the part most people miss. At the time of the fatal collision, he was already out on bail for failing to provide a specimen to police. This paints a picture of a driver with a blatant disregard for the law and the safety of others. Following the crash, police discovered that officers in a marked vehicle had signaled for Forde to stop shortly before the incident. He sped away, and there was no pursuit. Less than a minute later, the devastating collision occurred. Disturbing video footage showed multiple people fleeing the Mercedes after the crash, leaving Ms. Do Nascimento to die. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite his guilty plea, Judge Philip Katz KC strongly criticized Forde's complete lack of cooperation with the police investigation. Forde gave no comment interviews and did absolutely nothing to help bring closure to the victim's family. The judge stated that the family's long wait for justice was shameful. Tasman Malcolm, Forde's defense lawyer, argued that her client had shown true and genuine remorse. However, the judge clearly wasn't convinced, highlighting Forde's unforthcoming attitude, which necessitated further forensic work. What constitutes genuine remorse in such a situation? Is a guilty plea enough when the defendant refuses to assist with the investigation and offer any explanation to the victim's family? The victim impact statements from Ms. Do Nascimento's family were heartbreaking. Her mother, Clezzie Felizari, described her daughter as having a generous heart and said that Christmas morning brought the worst news a mother can ever hear. Her stepfather, Clayton Felizari, spoke of the pain and emptiness caused by Maria's death, emphasizing that they would never see her marry or have grandchildren. He also revealed that Christmas, once a joyous occasion, had become a nightmare since Maria's death. Forde, appearing in court, wiped his eyes and waved to people in the gallery after the sentence was passed. But does that gesture truly convey the depth of remorse needed in this situation? This case raises crucial questions about responsibility, accountability, and the consequences of reckless driving. Was the 12-year sentence sufficient, considering Forde's prior record and his actions after the crash? Could more have been done to prevent this tragedy? What measures can be implemented to deter drivers from engaging in such dangerous behavior? Most importantly, how can we ensure that Maria Do Nascimento's death serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of reckless driving? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the justice system adequately addressed this tragedy? What steps can be taken to prevent similar incidents from happening in the future?